Oh,
So we've started
oh.
now.
I was warming up.
Well, uh, I
Can we
think
begin
it's
again?
I think it's good that everybody can hear the little
Oh,
machinations that you go through to get
well,
started. Good morning, everybody.
good morning, all.
Welcome to another episode of Thoughts Explored. Um, I was kind of hinting at maybe a live stream, um, but we'll throw that one to Lex next month.
Well, we are live.
In celebration of our anniversary, I think we'll have a special "You Can See Us" show.
Oh, that kind of live.
Yeah, that
Uh,
kind of
like on camera.
like on camera.
Oh, dear. Well, it won't be first thing in the morning as I'm sitting here hovering over my tea with
Well,
my COVID hair.
we can decide anything that we want it to be. So
Okay, that's true.
that'll mean a little bit of a little bit deeper participation for you to tell me what time you would like
Got
that
it.
to go. I
Well,
think it should be 11:11
okay,
personally,
that'll be something for our listeners to look forward to.
and not shockingly enough, it would be at 11:11.
I think that sounds good.
So we are here, and it's Memorial Day weekend. Kind of snuck up on me. I was thinking it was next week. It
Well,
seems a little early.
I always associate Memorial Day weekend with a later date in May, but I know that it's one of those movable things too. So I guess this is the last Sunday of May.
I think that's what we came up with.
Yeah,
It's the last Sunday in May, so it's still another weekend, but apparently the next Sunday is June 1st, maybe.
that could be something like that. We could confirm that if we looked at a calendar, but
But we don't care
yeah,
that much.
yeah.
So today I wanted to just kind of talk about how we're making our way through the current situation that is happening here. So the year is 2020. we haven't we
Thank you
haven't
for
been
for reorienting us, Chris. It
we,
is
we haven't been raptured or taken to another time. Although sometimes I feel like I'm in a different
the parallel universe.
I'm in a different universe. More on that later. But so I thought it would be good for us to share our thoughts as to how we're doing with things and how we're going about our day, what things are striking joy in our heart,
Hmm.
and um, keeping us reminded of who we are and how we're exploring um, who we are and who are we becoming during this time. How are we evolving? So um, I would throw that question to you and ask you, what are your thoughts on how how you feel during this time? Has anything changed for you, or does it pretty much feel like this is um, happening, and you're
Yeah.
continuing to go
Well,
about?
I am continuing to go about my business, certainly. The things, it is interesting because I wasn't working for the year before when we first moved here back again. Anyway, so it's not like I had work that I was going to that came to a screeching halt or anything like that, that really was like, oh my God, this is really different in my life. Kind of a little bit of an introvert anyway, so it's okay with me that I'm not, going to big crowded groups of people. That's never been my favorite anyway. So there hasn't been a lot of outward differences. I do find myself becoming impatient sometimes with people and businesses, mostly like businesses and things, working out their process for what it's going to look like in the moving forward. Are we doing the one way aisles at Safeway, or are we not? Some days there's people that are taking numbers counts as you walk in and then as you leave stores, and then the next day you go and it's not. And I understand that it's all trying to figure out what's viable for the business, what's workable for the employees, the customers, all of those things. But
So why are you losing your patience?
I think I just want them to, have some consistency. Just stick with it and pick something and stick with it. And so, why am I losing my patience? Because I don't know what to expect from visit to visit or day to day. I think. And I really try not to outwardly lose my patience, because I know that the people like in the stores and stuff, they're doing the best that they can and being told to do things differently, and that's all. It's not a big deal. It's just an observation that I've had for my own self. Certainly, the garden brings me great joy. One of the biggest things that I've noticed in thinking about how I consume is that I found that I really don't need as much as I thought I did. Except my hair is making me crazy. I don't have the COVID toes, but I'm really suffering of the COVID hair.
I've volunteered to give you a haircut several
Right.
times.
I know. It just scares me, the idea of that. Oh, but I appreciate the offer. I do. I'm not without gratitude. But yeah, it's like, I don't really need a manicure. I can figure that out myself. I, don't really need to dine out. We really cook wonderful food here.
Yeah, I think it's
So it's kind of like,
interesting.
yeah, I feel like I've really regained my what's the word, like self-reliability, or
Self-reliance.
yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? Like,
I think
Yeah.
I offer self-reliance, but
that'll work.
sounds like that's not the words that you're looking for.
There's another word, but I'm only halfway through my morning tea, so we can't be expected for me, to get the right words all the time. I need less than I thought I did. I'm doing without, and yet not feeling like it's that big a deal.
You're not without. Is that a fair statement? What you thought we'd be doing without is really...
It's fine. It's fine.
Because it makes it sound like you're missing something, but you're finding that you're really not missing something.
It's fine, yeah.
You're finding that maybe what you were asking, what you were getting from other people, you can actually do for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Thank you for summing up my words, Chris.
I don't know. I mean, I've just taken a stab in the dark. I think that point, I'll pick up that point because I think that's a good point. I think the collective, we are finding that out after, I think, a lot of complaining. It kind of reminds me of like, the kid has a little tantrum about doing something, and then once they kind of get into doing it, they find the joy in actually doing it. They settle down, and they understand that, hey, this is actually fun.
Well, and there's steps before that, right? Because they
Yes.
understand, first of all, that they're not dying from it.
Right.
Like, oh, go clean your room. Okay, number one, I hate cleaning my room. Number two, oh, but it's not killing me. Number three, this is kind of satisfying.
Yeah.
There's definitely
There's stages.
steps, right?
Well,
There's
yeah.
stages to the acceptance.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't just, come out of nowhere. I think for me, I've found that, I know everybody's kind of asking this question. Well, what did you learn from this? And I don't want it to be like that. I think for me, I look forward to the part where if I can't do this, then what am I going to do? Right? So I look forward to the discovery of the alternative, the discovery of the possibilities, the embracing embracing that. And, I love the fact that because you couldn't find the dressing that I like, now I have homemade dressing. I don't know how much you love that, but I love the fact that
Oh, the salad dressing?
yeah, I love the fact that you've, made that dressing, and then that's just what is going to that's what we're going to have.
Yes, so now Madam gets her own custom salad dressing every 3 days.
I don't think that I would
along with her own seasoned salt.
I don't. Yes, that's another thing. I don't think I would have.
I'm happy to do it.
I don't think I would have ever explored different things in terms of making sake or trying to figure that out. Planting different things. This time definitely gives you a sense of having more patience, I think, or trying to reach for more patience. I don't know that I have more patience. I think that is a constant work in progress. And sometimes I do a really good job of that. And then some days I look at that and I look at myself and I say, okay, let me see if in the next moment I can be better with that. That's probably the biggest thing that's been magnified, I think, for me. So I think as a couple, we're doing pretty well. We have no one has moved out.
No. No, I think we're doing quite well, being in space together. But we always have done quite well being in space together, sharing space, sharing time.
So I think that that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that I'm so looking forward to, what we're growing in the garden and new things that we're experimenting with too. So everybody out there, if you're listening, I would just say, keep the faith.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on. It's a moving target, and we're all continuing to grow, whatever that looks like. So if you keep that in mind, I think that's kind of a hopeful thought.
Yes, try to keep fear and anxiety low, low in your life.
Yeah.
And, reach for your sense of humor when you can.
All right. That's all for now. We will see you next month. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, we're back. I could not stop the tape, so we're just going to keep going here for another minute or so. Do you have anything else to add? It's sort of like an after show.
No, I don't really have anything else to add except maybe a second cup of tea here shortly. Just to go back to the keeping the fear and anxiety low where you can. That's one of the things that I have consistently found to be true for myself and resonates a lot about that being part of maintaining good health and strength physically and mentally and emotionally to help everybody get through this.
Okay, I think that's a good ending point. Remember gratitude,
yes,
and love.